Good morning, beloved. We're out in the garden. It's about 7:15 in the morning, and you can see the sun is starting to uh, just cover the front of the property. And while it's cool out here, and while I can get my hands on it, we're going to be harvesting some of our garlic that you saw in the video tour that we did of the garden because it's ready. I already have pulled out 3 bulbs, and they're really looking beautiful. So I wanted to take you along before I harvest all the rest of it. Let me show you what's come out of the ground so far. They're really quite clean coming out of the ground, which is kind of surprising. I already cut off the roots. So I'm going to pull one fresh so you can see it, what it looks like coming out of the ground. And I'm really excited because this is going to be awesome. If we get this flow going right, we're never going to have to buy garlic again. All right, so here we are in the greenhouse, and there are 2 garlics that I want to harvest. Don't mind the newspaper. That's there to keep the weeds down because anywhere where you have good soil and your plants want to grow, the weeds want to grow there also. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to ease these out of the ground, and we'll see what they look like coming up. Can you see that? This is what they look like. And to just make them look a little cleaner, all you need to do is take some of these dry portions and peel them back because they want to come back anyway. And so with some of these dry sections, you can just peel it back. I know you can get that close enough. You can see the sections where the skin is just dry. And I'm going to go ahead and pull from here right down the stalk. And this is where the magic happens. All the dirt is coming off with that layer of skin. I can just kind of ease the rest of that off. There's an ant on there. And if it doesn't all come off, it's not the end of the world. We're all going to let this dry anyway, but as you can see, it's got a healthy set of roots on it, which I'm going to go ahead and cut back as we prepare for curing it. These bulbs are going to need to dry for about 2 weeks. And that should be 4 to 6 weeks. Just to let them cure and get nice and dried out. And then from there, they'll store for quite a while. I've seen estimates of up to a year or more of the garlic being able to store. So this is a great crop if you want to have lots of garlic around. We use a lot of garlic in our cooking, and it's also great for lots of home remedies. So antifungal, beautiful, easy to grow. Let's go get another one. Okay, so this is interesting to look at. If you look at the shape of this garlic, you can see how it's kind of flat on one side. And that's because these garlics were growing together like this. And so if you don't want your garlic to be misshapen, then you'll be very careful about your spacing. I'm not quite sure what happened with these 2. Maybe I planted 2 bulbs together or 2 little garlic cloves together instead of just one. And that's why I got these two, but they're still a good size. The cloves are nicely formed, and I'm excited. Let's go clean them up a little bit. All right, so it's apparent to me, if it's not apparent to you, that I can only work with one bulb at a time. But let me go get this bucket. I'm going to cut off these roots, which I'll put into the compost bin because they have nice nutrients that we want to go back into the soil. And I'll just finish cleaning this up a little bit using my scissors to peel off some of this dried skin because it's not really in the best of condition. And I kind of don't want it. And so I'm just going to trim the roots here into this bucket, which I'm going to use for collecting the skins and the root clippings so I can put those into the compost bin later. And in hindsight, I would recommend that you don't use your scissors the way that I'm using mine. Just go ahead and peel the skin layer back, starting from the top of the garlic like we did earlier. You run less risk of damaging the skin, which you want to stay intact for the garlic to dry and cure for long-term storage. Just a little bit of advice in hindsight. I don't know why I didn't mention this at the beginning of the video. I was supposed to, but this is my first time harvesting garlic ever. I've watched other people harvest garlic, and I watched the plants start to grow and was really wondering what it was going to be like to actually be able to harvest it. So I say that to say, I hope this encourages you to try out growing something that you've never grown before. And even if you're unsure about the whole process of caring for it and how to harvest it, go ahead and get it started. I'm a firm believer that if God has you start something, He's going to help you finish it. So I just hope that encourages you to take on something. And like I said, this is a really easy crop to grow, and you get a huge yield for very little effort. I don't know about you, but I think that that's pretty easy for harvesting. As you saw earlier, as I was harvesting the garlic, I tend to like to rock the roots a little bit. If you just grab at the base of the garlic and just kind of rock it a little bit, you'll hear and feel the roots starting to let go. And it's really easy to go from there to just get it out. And sometimes when they're close together, like those other two I had in the greenhouse, they just rock out nicely. Just to be fair to you, I have seen other videos and other gardeners share where they like to use a small shovel or a spade to help ease the garlic out of the ground. And this is going to be a judgment call that you're going to have to make. If your garlic is really deep into the ground and firmly rooted, it may be worthwhile to go ahead and use that spade to help get it out without damaging the neck and the stalk of the garlic. So I'm going to go get the rest of the goodies that are around the yard that are ready to come out. And I'll show you what the harvest looks like so far with our garlic. And there'll be more coming because some of it's not ready to come out just yet. Okay, beloved, as you can see, we've finished pulling all of the ones that I think are ready out of the ground. And there are more waiting around, and like we talked about in the other video, plenty that started. But these over here on this side are the ones that we started with earlier. And then this is all of what I picked out afterwards. And I just thought it was comical that I have small, medium, small over here, medium, and large. Just because, as I mentioned in the greenhouse, spacing is important. Some of them have little kind of knobby shapes just because they were growing too close to another garlic. But I don't think that if I saw a garlic bulb like that in the store that I would think anything out of it. I think I would still buy it, but I would prefer for all of my garlic cloves to look like these two right here and not have those misshapen formations. But I think we're going to have plenty of good garlic here and plenty to share with some friends and family. And then I've got one dud that should have stayed in the ground. As you can see, this one is so small, and it's just starting to form other cloves on the outside. It really wasn't ready to come out of the ground, but it was in a group A lot of these small and medium cloves were in a large group together. I don't know how I did that, but I will be more conscious of my spacing going forward. But I'm so excited about our harvest and looking forward to sharing some more of our harvests with you as we go through the season here as things are ready. Until the next video, keep it simple and be blessed.